Gonna lead him around. Corners ready, drivers ready. We're going racing. Sound of the tone. Your leader comes across the line right there. Blake Bell in the 2. A couple of mistakes being made. Corner marshals are on the move. As we go back up front, though, into that back right section they go. Reynolds in the red, a blue, and white. Leading around that blue and yellow. It's familiar tones from A-Main number 1. We saw the same thing. As these guys were battling it out, as Thomas made a big move there at the end. As Blake tried to pass him, or block the pass, and Thomas dove to the inside and made the move by as they continue to race out in front now. Already coming up on some back markers. Caution at the end of the triple, and Evan gets a little bit of a factory roll there, back on his way. The leader comes across this time, 21.6, fast lap of the race by Blake, 21 flat. Almost going into the 20s here in open four-wheel drive. Thomas, Blake, Mark, Steven, and Tyrell. Your top 5 right now. Then it's Ed, Richard, Paul, Mark, Evan, Shawn, Felix, and Shawn Duffy. $17 lap pace for your 2 leaders. It's Thomas, Blake, Mark, and Tyrell. And Steve, still your top 5. It's 0.3 of a second between 1 and 2. So those two are very tight on the track. Caution in the sweeper. Caution in the sweeper. Clear. One more, Paul. There we go. And Mark Starling starting to reel those guys back in after some early bobbles and early mistakes. So now he's trying to put himself in position should those top 2 tangle, that he is right there to take advantage. We are halfway through this one. 3 down, 3 to go. Oh, but Starling disappears, doesn't come up to the top. So he makes a little bit of a bobble there. And he'll lose touch with 1 and 2. Oh, and there it is. Couple laps ago, 3 laps ago, Mark Starling goes 20.9. So he puts it into the 22nd realm. So he has the speed to reel those guys down. Drove that buggy last night. The buggy is good. And he just has to put it all together here in A-Main number 2. As Thomas and Blake continue to battle it out in front, though, coming into the rhythm section. Red, blue, and white with the blue and fluorescent yellow of Blake behind him. Thomas down into that little short staircase section. Blake with a big jump over. Tightens right back up on the wing of Thomas with 1:45 to go. And they're going to be coming back into some lap traffic, unfortunately. Just remember, lap traffic, don't be the reason. Don't be the reason. A main is decided because of you. As they're working, coming around into that tabletop. Go your leaders. Caution coming into the wall. That was scary and sketchy. All sorts of carnage. Your leaders right into that upper right-hand section, guys. Work together, work together. Thomas and Blake in the mix there. Somehow got through, sorted out with 1:15 to go. Mark Starling running 3, Tyrell 4. Steve Healey 5, then it's Ed, Richard, Paul, Evan, Mark, Shawn, and Shawn Duffy, then Felix. Caution in the sweeper and cleared out there.
1 minute left.
Oh, Thomas gets it a little bit squirrely there. Blake rolls over the wheel. Oh, and then gets marshaled. Darrell did his best there. It's just an unfortunate tumble for Blake. So now Blake having to play defense instead of offense on Thomas. He's playing defense against Mark with 40 seconds to go. One more. Thomas, Blake, Mark, Tyrell, the running order right now. Steven in the 5, then it's Ed, Richard, Paul, Mark, Levy, then Evan, Shawn Felix, and Shawn Duffy. With 15 seconds to go, it's a 5-second advantage for Thomas. Thomas looking to wrap up the overall four-wheel. As he goes into that sweeper section, let's check. It's Mark up to the 2 now, Blake down to the 3. Those two swapping spots from A1. They're going to have one lap here to battle it out as well. So podium implications for those two. Race them to the line. Tyrell, Mark, and Paul all done. Evan, you are done as well. All right, just waiting for Blake to finish up, and that is a race. I'll have to get Evan's time resolved here, as he was up in the 9th position, but did actually skip over the loop on that last one when he hit the line there. So I'll get that changed.